So we are so excited. The first bit that we have to move in, this first session, we have Charles T. with us. Charles he didn't start at a high-level marketing agency. He worked in restaurants, he worked in construction, he did all the small stuff. He worked for the last 17 years with business owners, understanding what gets people stuck and what helps people to be able to move forward. So we are going to turn the time over to him and let him kind of talk to us about what we can do to become more aware of where we are now and maybe what we can do to keep moving forward. So with that, Charles, we will turn the time over to you.
Awesome. Thank you.
There he is.
All right. That's right. She's easier to look at than I am. Would you hand that back to Vic for me? All right, guys. I'm going to just dive into this because we haven't got a whole lot of time. We've got 30 minutes. I'm going to do 10 minutes just kind of going through a little bit of these presentations, kind of give you a general idea. Next 10 minutes, I'm going to dive into somebody's website. We're going to put it up on the sacrificial altar before everybody and really pick it apart and see if we can come up with some good ideas. And I'm utilizing AI to help us out with that one. And the last 10 minutes, depending where we're at, we'll have some Q&A for you guys. So with everything that's going on right now, with AI coming on board, Google's still really relevant. Your website is really an important part of your business. In fact, it's just as important as your phone number so people can get a hold of you. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So what do you guys think? What are the three audiences that are looking at your website right now? New visitors? Your competitors? Google Analytics. Google's looking at it? Yes. What else? Anybody else? LLMs, thank you. If you guys don't know, that's large language models. That's ChatGPT, Gemini, stuff like that. So that's our geek speak for AI. So there's three audiences your website needs to appeal to today. You need to appeal, obviously, to your consumer, the people that are coming to buy from you on your website, or looking to shop you to get ideas. Are you credible, and should I actually purchase from them or use their services? Number two, Google. You need to appeal to. And what's interesting about each of these ones with customers is that clarity and trust. Google, is your website structured and relevant to those searches that people are doing? Is your website built so Google can, what they call index it, or get the information off the website and serve it up to those people that are searching? And the next one is AI. Is your site organized and scannable information? Just because you have a picture on the website doesn't mean that Google and AI can read that. So you've got to do some things on the back end with those. If Google and AI can't understand your website, they can't recommend your business, and you're going to be lost. In fact, a good friend of mine years ago, early on in our industry, he always used to say, where's the best place to bury a dead body? Page 2 of Google. No one looks at people do, but no one really looks at page 2. It's number one that makes all the decisions. So why most websites fail? Because most people, when they're building websites, they're building them like brochures. So they have their homepage, maybe talks a little bit about them. They have their About Us page and saying, hey, we're the most amazing HVAC contractor in Eastern Idaho. We've been doing business for 35 years, and people love us because they can trust us and we provide quality service. I mean, really kind of a generic whitewash types about us. Services, they may have 30 services or 10 services or 5, and they're listing them all on just one page. Okay? And then contact us, really simple contact us form, and that's about it. If that's your site, some of the things you guys need to start looking at is better structure. So when we were talking about that HVAC contractor, not just talking about heating in Idaho Falls, but we got to start talking about furnace installation, AC repair, mini duct splits, geothermal, in-floor radiant heating, all those things that those guys can do. You need to spell out each one of those pages and have good, relevant content on each page. The more pages you have, the more you're going to win that page or win that search. Location pages. Anybody know what location pages are? Okay, your service areas. Perfect. And there's another caveat you can throw on your location pages. If you guys do like actual projects, like I've got a deck builder, I would actually start highlighting each of those. Hey, here's a deck we built in Rigby, and talk about it. Here's the pictures before and afters. Here's the content around that. And then you can link those back and forth with your city pages. Works really, really, really well. I've got a cabinet company in northern Utah that I do, and their project pages rank them for most of the cities and towns in northern Utah, just with those project pages alone. So those are, I'd say, city pages and location pages and your project pages are really powerful. And then supporting content, blogs, FAQs, things along those lines. Also, I would encourage you guys videos, and they don't have to be highly published videos. Put them, just record yourself talking behind your desk, or if you're in the car, getting ready to go on a service call, record yourself there, and then you can put it on YouTube, label YouTube correctly, but then bring that link into your website. Videos are amazing. People, it's the old game of rapport. If you can gain rapport with them before they even call you, your odds of winning that client go up pretty substantially. So Google and AI don't rank websites, they rank pages. So the more pages you're going to have, the more you're going to win. Each page is one search opportunity. So if you have a website that has 5 pages, a contact really doesn't qualify as much, but you've got 4 chances to dance. Where if you have a 300-page website or a 30-page website, you just increase that substantially and for you to be pulled up on Google, but also AI likes good relevant content too. It's looking not only just at the pages on the website, it's looking at individual paragraphs on the website. So you could have one paragraph that's killing it and the other 3 paragraphs that are not that great. It may kick you out because of that. So you want to make sure you have good relevant content. So here's an example. I'll show you the website here in a bit, but let's say you have a home page. It's pressure washing. You're talking about all your pressure washing. What should your subpages be? Well, you really start breaking it out. House washing, roof cleaning, driveway cleaning, concrete, gutter cleaning, driveway cleaning, patio cleaning, graffiti removal. There's a whole slew of those that you can add. Make sure you spell each one of those out and have a page of good relevant content written out for each of those pages. That will help you rank better with Google, and it'll give AI more information to get a picture and a snapshot of your business. And then again, that helps Google to see that you're the authority in your industry. And if you're the authority in your industry, you're going to be served up more often with Google and AI. So think of it as each of those pages you build is a new door to your business. You want to get, at least for me, I want as many doors on my business as open as possible so I can bring in lots and lots of clients. That's a good way to do it. So this is what I call the SEO Content Pyramid. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, which kind of goes around your search engines. People have changed that term nowadays to say search everywhere optimization, include AI and different things on that one. It's still all the same practice, just a best practice in terms of SEO. So you've got a good, relevant homepage that's built out. You've got videos. You've got your carousel with your most current reviews coming in. You not only you're talking about that main pressure washing, that main service, but maybe you have some tiles underneath there with a sentence or two talking about each of the individual services on that page, basically giving them a summary of all your services. And you slowly just walk them down in there. Talk a little bit about your business, why you got started or what are your unique factors that they can click over and read more about your About Us page. But you really want a really good built out homepage. Typically, that's where most people are going to go. So your core service pages, again, building out all your services that you guys have got on your website. And even if you think, hey, it's not a big service, but I do these type of things, if you want that business, put a page together for it and put it out there. Supporting content, you've got your blogs, your FAQs. One thing that AI loves is FAQs nowadays. So having a good FAQ page, but I'd actually encourage you on each of your individual pages at the very bottom, have 3, 4, 5 FAQs or Q&As, just answering some questions that's relevant to that page that they're on. Again, making you look like you're the authority. And then your location pages. Again, if you're Alliance Home Health, you guys are talking about, hey, we're offering hospice in Driggs, hospice in Firth, hospice, even in these small towns, because it's the big cities, we're all going to do those location pages, but getting all those other cities around the area or communities. Because if you don't say that you do it, Google and AI are going to assume that you don't. And if you don't have that in that coverage area, they're going to assume that you don't. So the more information you can provide with those location pages and those project pages are going to be really beneficial. So remember we talked about brochures. Winners build libraries, not brochures. So when it comes to your website, you want it to be a library of information. You want to be the authority in whatever you do, and let Google and AI know that. Okay, here's where AI comes in. We're almost done on this part. AI helps you first build, we call it sitemaps, basically page structures. How many pages? How are they going to lay out? How are they going to look on your website? Identify your service pages, all of them. Now, there's two methods when I look at building out service pages. Are you going to be the shotgun guy that wants to get as much as you can? You want that shotgun blast to grab hit as much birds and fowl that you want so you can get as many back? Or do you want to do a rifle approach? Are you going after a very specific clientele? Then you may need to change your tactic to more of a rifle approach to really dial in. Sorry, we're in Idaho. We like guns. That's my analogy. And then generate content ideas. So Google or AI can give you really good content ideas, but don't copy and paste it. AI is great, but we do still see it hallucinates. And sometimes the information it's grabbing from other sources may not be 100% accurate. So I would encourage you guys, use it to help get your ideas going, help maybe do a preliminary write-up for you, but you go in there and you edit it, you write it, especially if you have a fun personality and you make, I've got a gal that's an insurance agent, and instead of saying business, she always puts biz, which is totally great. She puts it on there, you can see her personality in it. That just lets Google know it's not AI being written, but it's somebody, an individual person writing that one. Okay. All right, let's switch things up here just a little bit. I got permission from Alliance Hospice and Home Health. And give it just a second to load. We're going to go and put their website on the altar and critique it like crazy. And she's okay with it. Okay. All right, good. Just confirming. Okay, yes. So if you look at their website, they've got a fairly good homepage built out. Not much for videos. They've got the reviews there. They've got a good call to action with the form. One thing at the top of the website, make sure you put your phone number at the top of the website. It should always be in the header so people can call you. Just a rule of thumb. So they've got their homepage. They've got 3 services. So home health, hospice, personal care services. And then they've got their About Us section. One thing I'm going to tell you guys about the About Us section on your website, it is typically one of the top 10 most referenced pages on a website. Take time to tell your story. Tell them about your family. Tell them about your schooling. Tell them if you were in the military. Let them gain that trust and rapport with you and see if they can do a fit. If they find out, they read all this good stuff about you. Oh, hey, he went to Idaho Falls High School. He graduated from BYU Idaho or ISU, or hey, I'm an alumni there. That's my alma mater. It helps grab that rapport for that client. So list out those details. Talk about your story. Why did you start the business? Well, because I provide quality service and I'm the best guy in town. No, that doesn't cut it. Why did you really start this business? What did you see? Why did you leave the company you were with? Why are you doing this? Tell us a really good story about your business, because that will win. I've got one client, Sugar House Furniture. Mom, Jill, started the business, and she talks about how she was a single mom raising her boy, started the business, and used it to help supplement her family and really give them a good quality life. And she's built a multi-million-dollar business with that. Really good story to tell, and it really grabs and draws people in. So really good About Us page. So here's the step. Let's open up. Now, we call her ChatGPT. Okay, so ChatGPT or Gemini, all of these work. But I love the microphone feature nowadays. I don't type as fast as I talk, as you guys can tell. So I need to build a site map for a website, Alliance Home Care and Hospice in Idaho Falls, Idaho. I need to build it out with a lot of relevant pages. I need it to be SEO optimized and also something that would be good for AI to grab. Can you serve that up for me? Wants me to rank it. There you go. So SEI optimized. So core page, your front desk, home, About Us. Have our mission and values, leadership team, careers. Contact us, service areas. So there's those location pages it's kicking in there. So Idaho Falls, Ammon, Rigby, Rexburg, Blackfoot. It's giving the major communities. Every month, keep writing more and more of those location pages on your site. Just keep expanding them and growing them. Okay, here's your primary service, home care services. That's the main page. Now the sub-pages, personal care, bathing and grooming, companion care, respite care, 24-hour home care, dementia and Alzheimer's, post-care surgery, hospice care. What is hospice care? In-home hospice, pain and symptom management, emotional service and spiritual support, bereavement services, and then palliative care. If offered, huge SEO opportunity. It just gave me a thing. Hey, people aren't doing a whole lot for palliative care. Do you do that? Yeah. Okay. There's a good SEO opportunity. It just tells you that right there. And there's your location pages. It says, hey, do home care in Idaho Falls, home care in Ammon, hospice care. You can break those out that way. Give you some really good ideas. Each page should answer who is this for, when do they need it, why choose it, include FAQs. So far, A and I are on the same page. That's good. Sometimes it's not always on the same page. And then you can look at a condition-specific page, which is really awesome. So talking about Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, stroke recovery, cancer care, end of life, chronic. And then maybe even have a resource center, guides. When is it time for hospice care? How to choose a home care provider. Really good questions. Has blog, and then an FAQ hub. And then trust and conversion pages, your testimonial reviews. Case studies are really powerful. AI loves case studies, just so you guys know. So if you have case studies, that would be really good. What else we got there? Referral and partner pages if you're working with other physicians. Link building's really good if they want to link back and forth from your site to theirs, talking about it's really good. Referral and partner pages, and then local authority pages. And then it goes through and it starts spelling it out more. But just if you guys look, in literally, 30 seconds, I just kicked out a structure for a website. It's got to be at least 30 plus pages just glancing at it compared to the 5 pages on the website. Again, our job is to make you guys look like the authority in your industry. Hopefully you guys got that. You're the authority. How are you going to be the authority in your industry? How are you going to set yourself apart from your competition? Most people have just really basic websites. If you can really add pages, and this is something you don't have to do just overnight. Set up a calendar and every month add a page or two, as well as adding a blog or two a month. Doing these certain things consistently month in and month out and growing your website. Okay. So I wanted to show you guys some of the sites that we have done. So this is at Indianapolis, the pressure washing company. But if you look at pressure washing, this is about a 50-page website. We talk about all their pressure washing jobs. We talk about commercial pressure washing specialty services. So they do graffiti removal, gum removal. They do drone cleaning. They pulled out their drones, and the year after, someone was cleaning a high-rise in Indianapolis and fell off. They got so many calls because they were just talking about drone cleaning right there, and it made it a safer alternative. Concrete ceiling, holiday services. This is a good one, too, that I like. Industries we serve, they're really trying to get a lot of businesses because it's more profitable for them. So we start spelling out, and these pages are built out for each of those industries they serve. So if someone, and again, these probably aren't getting lots of searches because it's so specific, but when they do get that search, they're dominating it, and Google sees them, and AI sees them as authority, and they're going to pull up. So sometimes your pages that you're going to build may not seem like they're going to be high traffic ones. That's okay. If it answers a very specific question and service, I would do it, because your opportunity to be able to be pulled up is going to be higher, and you'll probably have a higher conversion rate because of that. So there's just an example. Another one here locally, you guys probably all know All American Cleaning and Restoration. This is a 300-page website. So floor cleaning, we talk about laminate, tile, wood floor. Rug cleaning, we go through a lot of stuff. Carpet repair, restoration services. They answer a lot of questions with their website. And it's really built out with really good relevant content that's handwritten. My content writer right now is killing me because I'm making her do 3 to 4 pages a month, rewriting on this website for some of the other pages. But it happens. You need to do that because that'll make you more relevant, and Google will see that. Okay. Thank you for letting me use your website as an example. Did I give you some ideas? Okay, perfect. All right. Where are we at time-wise? Okay. Q&A. What questions do you guys have for me?
Is there a time when you put it too far, too deep into your website that Google cannot pick it up? Are they looking mostly at the homepage? Yeah. Where do you
it's looking at all the pages. As long as you label them and structure them correctly, it's going to be looking at all the pages, even those location pages, even those project pages. I've got a client, Bronco Fence, that's got 300 project pages. As long as the work's being done right, it will continually be, or the spiders will go crawl, or they will crawl and grab that information and serve it up. So again, I don't think there's a time that you can't have too much information on there, because as your business, you're continually growing it every year. Why not do the same thing with your website? Plus, Google likes to see websites that are continually changing, more information is being added. It lets them know, hey, this company is on top of it. They're evolving, they're making changes. We need to serve them up more often because they're not just a static website that's been sitting there for 5, 10, 15 years. But they're in there changing it. So it is really beneficial to make those changes all the time. Any other questions?
One of our companies, it has like the same product, but maybe just slightly different sizes. Is it better to put the individual pages of each size, or to have it be on one page with the options? Which one's better for like search and?
I mean, if you're doing something like marketplace ads, I'd almost have it broken out, but as long as you've got good relevant content with those, if they're just different sizes, I think you'll be okay.
Okay, thank you.
What are your thoughts on that, Vic?
I would tell you it really depends. You have to also user experience. So how do you make your user experience easier or better? So sometimes we overthink ourselves and do too much SEO. We need to make sure that we also think of user experience and how that user is going to interact and use that too. So we don't want to, if we're changing that and getting away from having 100 products, then maybe we could have 5 products with the different size options. That might be easier for the customer. So don't overlook what could be best for the customer at the end of the day.
Cool. What other questions you guys have on your websites? Or did we just hit it all perfectly? Yeah.
What's your opinion or strategy for location pages if you have a brick and mortar store, but your clients are from all around and you're trying to get business from the entire area, but you technically don't go to them to serve?
What's your business?
Digital marketing.
Digital marketing? Mm-hmm. I still think, even if you have a brick and mortar business, that's great. I mean, Google likes brick and mortar, just so you guys know. So it likes it over service areas, just a fact of the matter. But with the location pages, it really does benefit you. For example, SEO in Idaho Falls, SEO-M, and SEO Rigby. Those are really, really good pages. We actually do that on our site. We build them out that way. It really is beneficial. And I'll try to put some of my clients' case studies in there if they're relevant to that city, that we can throw that in there so people can see.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not necessarily a question, but one thing that I thought was really interesting that you helped us with is that Google reads, and tell me if I'm, is like left to right and top to bottom. It was the way that Google reads is the way your website should be set up, correct?
Yeah, I'm trying to structure it very specifically. So on my menu items, like with All American, there's a reason why carpet and rug cleaning's first. That's just their business that comes in every day. And so I wanted to make sure it was a priority. And then restoration services, obviously they make really good money on it. Duct cleaning, they're still dipping their toe in. They're not 100% sure, so I put that as third. Commercial services, when people do searches, it's so specific that they tend to pull up pretty consistently. But yeah, there's kind of a method as I flow through that when I'm building out that menu. And if you notice ChatGPT, for what they was giving you, it gave you a really good menu idea of how to set that up. Any other wish list or question? Yeah.
This is kind of a philosophical question. So my website, I've got all my public-facing website, but then behind authentication, there's a whole nother section where all the people that are my clients, they can authenticate, get in, and there I've got a lot of other content behind that firewall, behind that authentication. What do you see as far as like SEO optimization in terms of like how to maybe make some of that stuff potentially visible to these, or is it just kind of?
If they're logging into it, I would make those pages unviewable, or it can't be cached by Google. Just the main core pages that you've got on the front end of it where they're not logging in.
Right. But my thought is there's a lot of great content there that could be potentially valuable for search, but obviously I don't want it to necessarily be available. I've got them all hidden right now.
Yeah, I mean, that could be something you could be, if there's really good information, maybe that's good for blogs. You could write some blog topics on, or you could be doing those case studies if there's some clients with some really good results for you. Being more general in nature, but definitely would be a good opportunity that way. I think there was a question in the back.
What are some of the best methods you can use to get your page on the high up on the what do you call it, hit list?
Yeah, be at the top. Obviously, when it comes to Google and a search, you guys will see it. You'll have like your sponsored ads, your local service ads, then your Google ads, and then you'll have your map pack. Map pack is really important, the top 3 on the maps. If it's local to that area, you're going to pull up if you have a brick and mortar there. Make sure it's filled out really well. You've got good pictures. Any of the information like your services, even on that Google business profile, make sure each one of those are really detailed out because you can add content to each of those services. Spell it out really well. If you're struggling to like, oh, I don't know, it's kind of the same thing, go to AI, it'll give you some good ideas and you can use it for help. Having those pictures built out. Longevity helps. Also, he who has the most reviews wins. So one of the banes of your existence as a business owner is you're going to need to get reviews consistently month in and month out. Just however you build that into your system, make sure you're getting reviews just consistently month in and month out. That will help with that part. And then in the organic part, which is the SEO end of it, the real SEO, some of the things I would encourage, you can put on the back end of the website, you can add, depending on what your platform is, there's some SEO tools that you can add on the back of it to kind of help optimize it for each of those pages on the back end. I would be doing social media posts and linking back to your website a couple times a week at least, because those social touches or interactions Google likes to see that you have coming back into your website. And when you're doing a post, don't do all of them. If you're doing 5 posts a week, I would probably do a couple of them and link back into your website, because Facebook technically doesn't like when you're linking back and leaving their site and going somewhere else. So I'd have a couple linking into your website and the other one staying on Facebook, with those links coming in. Plus there's a host of other things that you can add to a website, citations, directory links, things along those lines too.
Okay.
There's a whole host. If you have questions, sit down with me. I can walk you through all that stuff and give you some more ideas too. There's a rabbit hole we could go down on that one. What other questions do you guys have? Okay, where are we time-wise? Oh, we're good. We got 1 minute left. Okay, I'm going to turn it back over to our captain.
Okay, I hope you guys really learned something on that. No matter where you are and how good your website is or that you think it is, I think there are always things that you can do. Like he said, updates, whatever it may be. So I want you to take 30 seconds because accountability is one of the biggest parts of change, rather than just leaving here and forgetting what he said. Take 30 seconds to turn to a neighbor or write it down. But if you have a neighbor, please share with them what is one thing that you are going to do this week to put into application what you just learned. 30 seconds. Go. Okay, 30 seconds is up. I want you to keep thinking along those lines, what you can do, what you are going to do. Make sure that you get an accountability partner if you don't have one on that. As you go out to this break, make sure that you visit the vendors. Make sure that you push yourself and have some hard conversations, some good conversations. Meet at least one person you do not know, okay? At least one person. And with that, pretend that music was for us and that this is a cool happening room. And you are free to go, right?